Hey guys, Brent Porcio, TopVelocity.net. So excited. Day 2, and you wouldn't believe how many guys already have DM'd me. I told you to DM me the other day about the success with the Force Vector. I've had hundreds of guys DMing me saying, Coach, I couldn't believe how much, like one guy said like 6 miles an hour just by doing a few, 30, 40 reps of forward and down the same rate, and a huge already jump, because he's now getting more of that energy going that more than likely he was just bouncing up and opening up. So it's really exciting. Guys already having success, and people are like, why is there even a program to buy? Like, you're giving us everything. And of course I am. I'm giving you a lot of the core principles, but I'm telling you, you get this little pop, you get this little jump, and then it comes down to, can I hold on to that? And can I go to the next level? And then the next year when I get worn down by the season, can I rebuild it? That's why you need more of the program. And I'm excited today to go into really the foundation of 3X pitching. We're doing triple extension today. I'm really excited about that. And then it just takes you into really where all this goes. The advanced application of these, probably the most sophisticated pitching mechanics or method of pitching mechanics that you can find. And that's why, guys, I want you to learn about the 3X Extreme Pitching Velocity Program. I'm going to tell you about it in a little bit, but it really, really goes for the guys that are fully committed, hardcore, grinders, want to be 95, 100 mile an hour guys, those kind of guys that want to be our big testimonials. I'm taking you there, guys. I am taking you there, and this is the big piece today. We're going to bring in some of the King of the Hill today, which is a really exciting tool I've been using for 10 plus years in these programs. I don't have many tools in it as far as trainers and stuff like this, but this is the bread and butter with it. We're going to talk about that, and and we'll just talk about your next step and the great things that are coming. Now, this is the piece, guys. This is the piece where, like I said, once you get that force vector in line, I know you probably didn't get a lot of time to do all the reps. You need to keep doing that drill that we talked about, the force vector. Now, but this is the piece. This is the piece where when I get that force vector in line, boom, I pull the trigger, I initiate the power, and if it's velocity city at that point. Here's the thing. Once we start building this velocity, the last component I'm going to give you goes into how do we convert it better. So like I tell guys, this is the engine. I'm giving you the horsepower to the 100 mile an hour guy. The next video is the transmission. It's how we get better at what we're doing, how we really harness and convert the energy better. Not only that, how we stay healthy with it, how we locate better with it. These are all the next steps. But right now, I'm going to show you where the horsepower is. So we're in that linear force vector, right? We went out of leg lift, forward and down the same rate, corkscrewing, torsion we call on the back leg, into a linear force vector. I haven't landed right, shoulders are closed. Now, what do I do with this to get power out of it? This is a tough piece. At the end of the day, we just need to push. We hear about the push, and a lot of coaches say don't push. It's because they're telling you to push early. You're pushing before your force vector's down and you're jumping. We're going to tell you to push the last minute. When this thing is linear, just before I land, we're going to push. Now, this can get hard. And that's what I'm going to tell you in the 3X Extreme Pitching Velocity Program, starting at the beginner program. And look at this. If you want to just dive into it and go to the 3X Extreme Pitching Velocity Program, it's a bigger commitment because it's a way bigger package. You still get the beginner program with it. So the beginner program is a part of the 3X Extreme Pitching Velocity Program. The 3X Extreme Pitching Velocity Program is the program in the 3X Velocity Camp, online camp, or the camp here at Top Velocity. But when you're learning this component, there's a lot of challenges here. There's a lot more little intricacies in the mechanics you need to learn, but I'm just going to give it to you and see how you do with it. But like I said, if you have the beginner's guide, you have these 2 mechanics guides that have 50 plus mechanical components of the 3X pitching, and it's going to give you some of the intricacies, because you're going to do this and you'll be like, well, I'm having a little hard time here, here, and here, and here, and here, and it's in those mechanics guides, and those mechanics guides are also in the 3X Extreme. All right, so here's the piece. All right, I'm going to give you some drills to do. So we're in that linear force vector. Now, this is how it has to happen. Rotation has to occur. The goal was forward and down the same rate. We weren't allowing rotation. We were delaying rotation so we can carry more energy, because if I rotated right out of the gate, I'm not going to be able to generate the energy. So we delayed that, we corkscrewed it, we torsioned it, held it, close, externally rotate, and we rode it forward and down at the same rate until we got linear. Now we're gonna start rotation. Where's the rotation gonna come from? Front leg. But before you start rotating, these have to be in sync. We call this foot sync. They gotta be in sync. They can't go independent of each other. They gotta be in sync. So what's gonna happen is this is gonna open to trigger rotation. The same time, this is just gonna extend. Now we talk about triple extension. We're in triple flexion here of the ankle, knee, and hip flexor. Now we're gonna go into triple extension, just like that. Notice to extend the ankle, knee, and hip flexor, I have to rotate the femur to get into the hip extension. This is where we're trying to get, right here, because this is the biggest joints or most powerful joints in the body. And when we maximize power and drive, like I said, it's the sky's the limit. It's how hard can I throw once we start doing this. So, but like I said, to make this happen, we gotta rotate. So these have to sync up. This is gonna trigger rotation, and everything's gonna wanna rotate, but we can't let this just sit. If this opens up and this sits, I collapse and nothing happens. But if this opens up and at the same time this drives, that's what happens. So if you want, you can sit here in the force vector position, linear force vector, on your heel here, spin open, and push like that. All right? Watch how hard it's gonna be. Get in the mirror, bend your knees, force vector linear, close your shoulders, pivot on your heel, and push and extend. And let's do them together at the same time. Pivot, drive. Pivot, drive. A little bit sooner. Pivot, drive. Sometimes guys who are thicker than other guys, have thick bodies, thick hips, they'll drive this before this opens, just slightly. Boom, like that. See it? This will be open drive, a little late. Thicker guys want to go drive open, okay? Play with that. In that drill, thousands of reps. On your heel here to spin, in your power pad there to push, okay? So close, close, close. You'll even see guys coming out of the leg lifts, forward and down the same rate. They'll point the heel to the back target. They start to, when this gets linear, they start to roll into their power pad, then they open and drive, okay? So we're gonna do the one here, heel down, pivot, drive, or drive, pivot. Then I want you to do one in this linear force vector. I want you to pick up, open, drive, and start doing that. Same thing, see what worked better for you with the heel down. Was it drive, then open? Was it open, drive? And then whatever works, I want you to lift and do the same thing. All right, and the key is when you land, that your hip is open, your legs extended, and your shoulders are closed. Separation piece we're gonna talk about tomorrow. Like I said, that's harnessing this energy more. That's making it healthier on your arm and pinpointing it better into command and control. But right now, I think those are two good drills. I want hundreds of reps, guys, right here. This one, heel down. This one, heel up. I want hundreds of drills of that until you do it perfectly, because I'll tell you right now, you're gonna do what I just did and it's not gonna work. You're gonna be like, wow, I can't even do this. I can't perform this drill. You can, you just don't have the muscle memory, you don't have the timing, you're not used to the torque in the hips, you're probably tight and weak in the glute, tight in the hip capsule. So we have a mobility course. If you get stuck, I would recommend you check it out. I'm gonna put that down below, topvelocity.net/MOB. That'll help you open this up. You might be the guy who is just locked down here. And if you're locked down here, you're gonna have to have some supplemental training and mobility to allow this to actually occur. All right, so check all that out down there. All right, so I want those two big drills. Now, this is where we bring in the king of the hill. Gets really excited. What's the king of the hill? It's a heavy 25-pound plate made here in America by Rich Duno with the king of the hill. And it's two sliding plates. And when I push back against the plunger, it makes a pop. So what's it gonna do for me? Well, it's gonna tell me, if I pop it before I land, it's gonna tell me, did I push hard enough? Because I got a little crank back here where I can make it harder to push. So it's gonna force me to generate more force. Also too, if I push straight down on this thing, nothing happens. It doesn't pop until I get linear. So it's gonna tell me, am I linear enough when I push? And then, when I hear the pop, hopefully just before I land, then I'm gonna go, hey, did I pop before I land? Because some guys who are late, they land, and then they pop coming off too late. So it's gonna give me that timing. This is gonna be the best coach you ever had. Why is he the best coach you ever had? Because he can't, distract you by talking about something else, not show up for that day, tell you you're not good enough, or give you bad feedback. This coach shows up every day, gives you the best feedback in the world, and never, you be your best friend, never complains, never talks down to you. So it's a great coach. So check it out down below, topvelocity.net/King of the Hill. All right, woo, I'm getting worn out. So if you had the King of the Hill, you can take your drills there, which makes it cooler. Heel down, pivot, drive, or drive, pivot. I picked up, cheated a little bit. Pivot, drive, right there, boom. Pivot, drive. Okay, and then the lift, pivot, drive. Okay, or lift, open, drive. Well, guys, I'm telling you, you're getting to really understand how elite, healthy, high-velocity pitchers are built. This combination of triple extension with a tool like that, guys, there is no better principle, no better tool to building the next MLB, wherever you are, top prospect. There's no better way, guys. People ask me, where should I start developing, how should I start developing my pitching skills, my biomechanics, what's good for a young kid? The King of the Hill and the 3X pitching method. Learning how to get a linear force vector, triple extend optimally into hip to shoulder separation. You couldn't hand over the keys to an elite, healthy, high velocity pitcher any better way than through this method. So I'm blessing you with this. Goodwill, I'm blessing you with this. These are the kind of things that when the guys like us who tore our rotator cuffs or didn't have this information see this, they throw their hands up and they go, oh my God, what would I have been in my career if I had this? Just show this to your parents if they played baseball. Show it to your coach if you played baseball back in the day. Don't let him see this unless you're challenging with his method. Let him see this and don't tell me he doesn't say, wow, what that would have done for me in my career, mind blowing. So I'm pretty excited. You're in the right place with this. Right where you need to be, and this is going to be so big for you, specifically the younger you are, so big for you. All right, so this is starting to get advanced. Like I said, you're getting close to the 3X Extreme Pitching Velocity Program, meaning the beginner drills, these are slightly beginner drills, but if you want to start implementing this into throwing something, throwing a baseball, what we do, we throw these 2-pound medicine balls, which takes the stress off our arms and makes us get better at the lower half and the trunk. Then you need to get into 3X Extreme. It's different from the beginners. It has the beginners. It's just another level to the beginner program. If you have the beginner program, we have an upgrade for you. Just reach out to me and I'll get you the upgrade. You gotta DM me, email me, I'll get you the upgrade. But if not, you really should consider this. What is the 3X Extreme? It's the beginner guide. And what was the beginner? It was the 2 volumes of 50+ mechanical components to learning the intricacies of all this and just mastering it. Plus the beginner training, which is only a 4-week training with the 3-calendar system. What's the 3-calendar system? The proprietary 3X drill-based throwing programs, the Olympic-based strength and conditioning programs, because Olympic-style training is by far the best way to build elite, highly mobile power athletes, which is what we want. Teaches you to build an efficient kinetic chain. No other lifting can build an efficient kinetic chain like Olympic lifting, and it's programmed perfectly for the throwing athlete along with the strength and conditioning approach. That's a 3-calendar system that is on all the manuals, but in the beginner's guide, you're just getting that in the beginner course or the beginner program. In the 3X Extreme, you won't believe this. Level 1, Level 2, Level 3, off-season velocity training with the 3-calendar systems. Each one has different drills that get better, harder, that upgrade the process of mastering these biomechanics. A better, more explosive, more elite Olympic-based strength conditioning model. Along with the anaerobic conditioning, every level. We even have another level for those who train here, for those who've been through all 3 of those and are going for 100+ or wherever they want to be. We have an even more advanced system, but you've got 3 that could take you for the next 2 to 3 years or more of your career. Plus, you get a preseason, in-season program, through your rotation, if you're a starter relief pitcher, with the 3 calendar systems, and then it's deloading or modified for the preseason, in season, where your bullpens start to come in, your volume of throwing starts to go up, and your lifting starts to come down, and it creates that perfect balance to maintain it through the year. And then also, guys, you get a free video analysis from me with anything you get in any of these programs. But guys, I highly recommend the 3X Extreme Pitching Velocity Program. If you are now seeing the light at the end of the tunnel with this method, and how amazing, how elite, and how optimized that this is going to do for you in your career. And this is probably your best chance. I know hands down it is your best chance to seeing what you're made of, and if you have the potential to live your dream and play professionally, whatever it is in this game, this is the only way for you to do that, because of how much critical information is here and how perfect the programming is, which no other program has this much advanced programming through a 3 calendar system through your whole career than the 3X Pitching Velocity Program. So, like I said, check that out. King of the Hill, another great tool. If you just want to stay in the beginner's program at the King of the Hill and you just want to try to play with this and get better at it, that's a great tool to do it. We'll talk about some other tools tomorrow, but we got separation coming, guys. This is so important. This is the transmission. You know, I got the pistons firing, but the wheels aren't spinning that great. Well, let's get more out of it. That's what hip to shoulder separation is. Tomorrow, next piece, you're really going to dive into that. It's just going to pull it all together for you. At the end of this, you're going to walk out to the field and you're going to be realizing you know more than your pitching coaches. You're going to realize that you know more than anyone on that field. And you're going to start looking at all these guys playing and all these guys on the TV pitching, and you're going to be the next best biomechanical analyst for pitching, because you're going to see it. Wow, that guy's not separating. That guy's not triple extending. That guy's force vector never got linear. No wonder he's just collapsing his back leg. You're going to see it, guys. Tomorrow is really the icing on the cake before I put you off to really become the best version of yourself. So get ready for that. Like I said, if it goes to junk mail, check out your junk mail. Reach out to me if you need it. Guys, we're here to make you better. Top Velocity Facilities here. Follow us on social media so you can stay engaged. And we're going to keep pushing out great stuff. So I'm excited for you tomorrow. I really hope you can get into 3X programs with us. I want more testimonials. I want you to be the next 90+ testimonial. Why don't you go to TopVelocity.net, search under 3X 90+ testimonies, and start watching their videos and learning about these guys and hearing what they were doing in our programming that put them to an elite level. They got them into, professional ball, got them drafted, got them into the big leagues. We've done it all with these guys. You're the next one. I believe in you. At the end of the day, you got to believe in yourself. We know the way. We have the map to the treasure. You just got to follow it. And we're here to even help you through that. So I hope this helps. We'll see you again tomorrow. Pretty excited. Don't forget about these drills. I want this drill, right? And then the lift and drive drill, thousands of times. Bring it in the King of the Hill. We'll see you tomorrow with even more work.